wanna play, I wanna sing my song. I just wanna run and not be gone too long, 'cause this time is precious still. I wanna keep it close to me. I'm wishing on a star to make more time to see. You can always dream, you can put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming. You can always dream, no one's taken that from you, only you can see it through, just like the way you do. So feed it from your soul and weigh it from both sides. The fulcrum and the tides will give direction that you'll know. You can always dream, you can put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming. When you make the time, it's a game of give and take. When the balance is at stake, you need to take a look inside. Look deep into your heart and remember how it feels. It's where the answer lies and tells you what is real. You can always dream, you can put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now,
good morning, Celebration Center and friends and family. My name is Irina Kurashevich. I'm practitioner here at the center, and today I am going to be your host. And if you're joining us online, please also let us know that you're here and say hello and tell us where you are. And maybe we have to tell you good evening, because if you're in Europe or in Africa, it's already evening. By the way, did you know that our CSL family is a global community? We have people in Africa, in India, all over the world. So, and if you're joining us here for the first time, we also would like to stay in touch, so please feel free to take a cream-colored card and let us know who you are. And if you're watching online and would like to stay in touch with us, please feel free to scan this QR code and let us know who you are and how we can be friends with you. So we have a wonderful service planned to you, and we say it every single Sunday because it's always true. There is lots of love and energy put in every Sunday service. And today, our guest speaker, who we cannot call guest, he's our love speaker, it's Reverend Raymont Anderson. He's here with Tracy. And our platform practitioner is Rich Kurashevitz. And our music today is our own music director, Lynn, and All Angles. And oh, you'll be delighted to see them. And also, I see some special setting here, so it means that Brand Mass is going to bless us with his drumming too. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, you can see and hear us, especially if you are online. It's because there is Ivor and Aiden there, and they are doing their fabulous job. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, and with that, we have announcements. Lots of things going on. Well, let's start from today. What is going on today? Today, our dear Nancy is celebrating. She's the host for the all October birthdays. So who have birthdays in October in our group? Well, you can stand up, and Lynn, can we sing them a song? Lynn was not ready for that. And today, well, while you're getting ready, we have a special birthday right today. And this is our dear Owen. She's celebrating her wonderful age right now today, right? So let's sing the happy birthday song.
Okay. Thanks, Irina.
Sorry.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, everyone in October. Happy birthday to you. How old are you now? How old are you now? How old are you? All you people with October birthdays. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Lynn. So today, to celebrate October birthdays, please stay after the service. There are cupcakes and coffee. And now to the important announcements. Next week, and it's not May 4th, Terry, you put it in your email. Yes, it's November. We're in November, and next week, come to the Celebration Center, and you can do it on Zoom after the service if you're still a part of this community and but live far away. So please join us in this room and online, because we are going to have an annual meeting, which is always a fun thing to do. But this year it's very important because we are going to vote for Reverend Fay to become our minister. So please come and express your heart desire. Well, and I think that some refreshments would be served. So just come. We'll have a good time. It's always fun, right? What can it be? Annual meeting, right? It's a party. So, and with that, I think that we are ready to go to our opening song.
Okay, we hope you'll join us in singing our opening song, Testify to Love by Winona Judd.
colors of the rainbow, all the voices of the wind, every dream that reaches out to find where love began. Every word of every story, every star in every sky, every corner of creation lives to testify. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. I'll be a witness to the silence when words are not enough. And with every breath I take, I'll give thanks to all God's love. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. From the mountains to the valleys, from the rivers to the sea, every hand that reaches out, every hand that reaches out to offer peace, every simple act of mercy, every step from where we come, all the truth in every heart speaks what love has done. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. I'll be a witness to the silence when words are not enough. And with every breath I take, I give thanks to all God's love. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. I will testify to love. I will testify to love. One more time. I will testify to love.
Wow. Thank you, all angles. My name is Rich Kershowitz, and I'm a retired licensed practitioner here at the center. Please say our vision together with me. We are celebrating spirit within and knowing the oneness of humanity. Today's reading is from 365 Science of Mind for October 27th by Ernest Holmes. I hold conscious communion with spirit. I feel the presence of the divine. I sense it in everything. The presence of spirit within me blesses everyone I meet, heals everything it touches, brings gladness into the life of everyone I contact. I recognize all sources as divine. Therefore, I am a blessing to myself, to humankind, and to the day in which I live. God flows through me to all. I invite you to take this sacred time in our service with a three-part breath. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. I invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze. Feel how you are supported by your chair and the ground beneath your feet as you deepen your breath and bring your awareness to the present moment. Allow everything else, the worries, concerns, to-do lists, and busyness to fall away as you simply relax in the now. Focus on your heart center, the secret place of the Most High within. And so we pray. God is the one power, presence, mind, and life. God is all there is. God is omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent. God is love and is immortal and eternal. God is the entire universe. And I am that I am. I and God are one. I am an individualized expression of the divine and one with God. The kingdom of God is here and it is within me. I am perfect, whole, and complete. And just as I am perfect, whole, and complete, each and every one is perfect, whole, complete, eternal, and immortal. I declare that in faith we speak our word in truth to manifest peace, love, joy, and abundance in all areas of our lives. I know that it is done unto us as we believe. I know we claim the peace and harmony of God and declare wholeness is our desired state. We declare that we are rooted in the divine as there is only one life. That life is the life of God, and that life is our life right now. All is well and very well in all of our faith, all of our affairs, through the faith and love of God that flows in us, around us, and through us. God works through us as us. I'm so very grateful for the faith and love of God in our lives, which is manifest in everything and everyone as the everlasting presence of God. I'm grateful for the truth that sets us free. I'm so very grateful for all the blessings that manifest and will manifest through our acceptance of the gifts that have already been made. And I release my word unto the law where it's already known in the mind of God and will not return unto me void. I do give thanks that this is so, and so it is.
We're going to share a beautiful song by Alexia Chellin. And actually, I just realized Terry Murphy actually pointed the song out to me and the first song that we sang, Testified on Love. So thank you, Terry. So this is called The Power of Now.
what a beautiful song. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, all angles. Thank you, Terry, for bringing that up. It is my honor and my privilege to introduce you Reverend Raymond Anderson, and I have no idea what to say. Who doesn't know who Reverend Raymond is? Do you? You know what? Sometimes I think that when we introduce people, we put them in a kind of a box because we tell what they've done, where they've been. But I think that Reverend Ray is spirit in action. He's love in action. He's wisdom in action. He is humor in action. And you know what? He's fashion in action. I always appreciate that. He knows that. I told him that. He's a teacher and he's a student. And he's an open mind person. And it's always safe to go to Reverend Ray and ask a question. Even that if I feel, or some may feel that it's an uncomfortable question, there is always a place in Reverend Raymond's heart and in his soul to embrace, to meet a person where they are, and then to uplift and to share his vision and his power. So please help me to welcome Reverend Raymond Anderson.
So after an introduction like that, I feel like the bar has been placed very high, and I simply want to sing a song, and let's call it a day, okay? No, okay. So, and Tracy's probably going to mess with me about this, because, you know, very often I bring good morning, everyone. Very often I bring a notebook, and I have stuff, and the stuff is prepared, and then somewhere in there at the last minute, stuff changes, and I very rarely actually say what's on the page. Today is no different. So today's theme, we're talking about power to create change, or power to change, power to evolve, power to whatever, the world. It's a pretty big thing, right? But what is the vision of CSL? Global vision. What is the vision of CSL? Anybody? A world that works for everybody, which I change and I say a world that works for all, because if it works for all the people, but all the animals are like, oh man, then it doesn't really work, right? So we want it to work for everything and everyone. That's a really tall order. Like, that's a lot to really put in there. And if we were to sit down and say, how close are we to actually reaching that? You know how years ago, I don't know if people still do it, but you do a fundraiser and you'd have the little thermometer thing and it would be red. I mean, I may as well match. And you know, the more you put in, the redder it would get because it would go up. I don't know if people still do that. But if we had a thermometer that said a world that works for all here, where would we be? Say it again. Say it again. Somewhere down here. Now, pause for a second and take that in, because I agree with you 100%. Now, who here knows the Science of Mind magazine? You familiar with the Science of Mind magazine? Okay, because I'm going to get ready to quiz you. That's the best I could do with my Halloween right now. I didn't get the memo to get a mask and stuff. Anyhow, in the front of the magazine, there are the We Believe statements, our declaration of principles, and one of them references what heaven is, or what we believe about heaven. Anybody in here know what it is? Okay, so it says, we believe that heaven is within, and that we will experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. So what if we were to take that and apply it to a world that works for all? We believe a world that works for all is heaven on earth, and it will be manifest when we, to the degree that we become conscious of it. And to become conscious of it means we have to become conscious as it. Breathe. Joel Goldsmith says, God expresses God, and that expression appears as you. Dr. Holmes said, whatever you believe about God is true about you. Whatever is true about God is true about you. Dr. Holmes also said that the only God that we would truly, intimately know is the one that we embody. Breathe that in. Because it's calling us to a whole new level of. Now, How does this tie into a world that works for all? How does this tie into a world that works for all? And each of us getting it from where Irina said, way yonder, to manifest. If we were to do that, and don't answer, just breathe this in for yourself. If we were to do the same thermometer for each individual one of us and our lives, we have a thermometer for our relationships, all of our social interactions. Where on the thermometer are we showing that my relationships work? Finances, where on my finances, my ability to steward my finances, our intellect, our spiritual lives, all of these things, if we had a thermometer for each of the aspects of our lives that says we are or we are not succeeding in living our best, doing our best, showing up at our best. And I know I do this every time I come here, and today is no different. If Lynn was to say, Ray, give me an A flat. Ah! Yes, no. What did you say, Tracy? Hey. Ah! Okay, just never mind, Ray, never mind. Jen, could you show him? Right? There's a rubric that we are able to look at to say, this is what an A sharp sounds like. This is what a successful life looks like, feels like, smells like, tastes like. If it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, more than likely it's not a cow. What does it mean for us to walk like, quack like, behave like someone who knows? So Rich mentioned, the phrase, I am that I am. And I don't know if I've mentioned this to you before, but if so, it's a rerun. So years ago, having grown up in Pittsburgh, I have a lot of Jewish friends. And for many of them, I was the only black friend that they had. So I was always being invited over the house just because. For some, it was a novelty, but nonetheless. One time, I'm over a friend's house, and the rabbi is visiting, and we get into a conversation about church, because he's curious about, why do Christians do this, this, and this when you claim that Yeshua, and, well, you should be following what we, and blah, blah, blah. And one of the examples that he gave was, he said, Moses goes to, and who to tell them, because when I go back, I am that I am, Yod He Vav He. That's okay. And the rabbi said, yeah, but you typically translate it as, I am that I am, period. It's more like, I am that which I am, ever becoming more of the truth of my being. You said, what? Ever, open at the top. Is that not why we have that teaching symbol to remind us? I am ever becoming more and more of my true self. What's my true self? The divine, the infinite source that Rich mentioned. We believe that heaven is within to the degree that we become conscious of it. We believe that God is within to the degree that we become conscious of. We believe that love is within to the degree that we become conscious of. We believe that a world that works for all to the degree that we become conscious of. See, oftentimes what we do with this thing called spirituality is we do it like a math equation where 7 plus 3 equals, and there's only one answer that's going to ever give. 7 plus 3 equals, if I say 4, Ingy's going to say, boop, boop, ba-doo, wrong number. Like the math ain't mathing. But if I say 7 plus 4, no, erase that, equals, and then I give you the number, how many different ways can you get to that number? So 5 plus 2 equals 7. Let's erase the 5 plus 2 and put the equal and 7. How many different things come before the equal that could possibly give you the 7 now? 8, take away 1. 6 plus 10 minus, you have an infinite number of ways now that you can get to that. So what does it mean for you to equals, I am that which I am, ever becoming more and more of my true self? What do we need to do? What are we invited to do? How are we invited to show up in a way that makes that manifest? Because a world that works for all is not going to work if we're not working it. Because what are we going to do? We're going to say, oh, the only way we are going to have, in the words of Oppenheimer, if we scare people enough with this massive device of destruction, then war will end. War will never end with the consciousness of death and destruction. I am never going to become a friend with Jay if I have to beat him into friendship. That's never going to work. On the surface, there may be the appearance of, but what that becomes is, I've made him subservient. I've made him afraid. Until the witchcraft part comes into play, which I get turned into a frog, but that's neither here nor there. It's a different conversation, right? But we're looking at things in the world and we are expecting political leaders to be the answer. We are looking at this and this and this as the answer. If God is all there is, and that's what we say, it's what we teach. We believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. Do we believe that? Because if we believe it, it should be showing up in how we live, move, and have our beingness. If we believe the ultimate goal of life to be a complete eradication or complete emancipation of all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. Do we believe that? Because if we do, it should change our behavior. When we're walking, wherever we're walking, we're going down the Glebe Road somewhere, and we're strolling, and we get to an intersection. And the direction I'm going, that light is the same color as my jacket, but I'm going to keep on going. Is that wise? No. And when we get to an intersection, what was the first lesson we were taught? When you get to an intersection, stop and then look both ways. Because we believe that there is the potential, the possibility of being struck by a car. That's why we do it. We don't look both ways hoping to find the magic genie bottle. We don't look both ways to see when the Wicked Witch of the West is going to fly through on her broom. We look both ways because there is a possibility that we could be injured. The belief changes our behavior. If we believe what we say we teach, how is it showing up in our behavior? One of the quotes for this week, it says, Michael Bernard Beckwith, be for something and against nothing. To which Dr. Holmes says, find me one person who is for something and against nothing, who is redeemed enough not to condemn others out of the burden of his soul, and I will find another Savior, another Jesus, and an exalted human being. Now, to be for and not against. It's a very fine line in there because it's easy for us to get into the land of metaphysical bypass, malpractice, and metaphysical malfeasance. Because it is possible to say this behavior is not effective, but still work with the person. It is still possible, because we talk about being anti this. You shouldn't be anti anything. Be for something. But we have anti-stick or Teflon, etc. on, so it does. Firefighters have flame-proof. See, we make it compartmentalized. We do Tupperware theology where it's okay in this realm, but then it doesn't apply here. If God is all there is, then the same laws of spirit, the same divine principles should show up everywhere, should they not? So if that's the case, then rather than, because what I notice that people do is take this, and then the moment Rich comes to me and says, whatever this is about You know, Ray, I saw this thing on CNN where they were talking about the number of people being sex trafficked, and I want to do something to fight against it. I'm right there with you, 1,000%. 1,000%. But when we, because now I'm going to bypass, when we return the response as, Rich, be for, not against. So how, I hear you. How do I take the word fight out? Or like, I got you. Okay, so firefighters, they're not fighting fires. But wait, follow where it gets convoluted and confusing. So our invitation is to recognize, just like a condemned building, it is not safe for occupancy. There are certain paradigms of thought and certain ways of behaving that are not safe for occupancy. Certain traumas and triggers that we have experienced throughout life that we still look at the condemned relationships, finances, etc., and we know that the current way of operating within this is not safe, but we go in anyway. Our invitation is, get rid of the building and erect a new building that serves us better. But we're not going to be able to do that for as long as we somewhere still have this paradigm that says, even though we may not use these words, that we are sinners, that we're broken, that we're weak, that we're not good enough. And I want to say, pause for a moment and check in. When was the last time or the most recent time that you criticized yourself about anything? Criticized yourself about weight, about height, about finances, about burning something. Why do I always burn the toast? Like whatever it was, what is something where you got into let me try this garment on, this garment of evidence that says, I am a screw up of one kind or another. Now, bring into the space that reminds us, but you are God. You are a divine incarnation of the all that is. So now, how do you hold in the same space? Oh, and then bring it together and then move forward from that space. There is nothing that says we are going to, once you reach enlightenment, you will never have to diarrhea again. For enlightenment is the cure for it all. There is nothing that says that. In fact, it says before enlightenment, you got work to do. You get enlightened, and the same work you were doing before, you're going to have to do after. So why do we have this idea that somehow this next workshop, this next class, this next something, this license, this something, this degree, this something, this paycheck, this something will be the answer when we ourselves are the answer? There is nothing that we need to learn that makes us more complete. There is nowhere we need to go that makes us more divine. There is nothing that fills us. And I know we reflect back to the old Jerry Maguire, you complete me. Let that be enough. We are already whole, perfect, and complete. Right now, whether we feel like it or not, we are it. So our invitation to the first song, our invitation is, what does it mean to not simply testify to love, but that everything of our lives becomes a living testimony? Meaning, when you see someone who is authentic and they're lovable and they're loving and they're transparent and they're whatever words we want to use that are on the rubric of click, whatever that is, they don't have to do or say anything special that somehow makes them special. They're simply being themselves. They're simply doing what is theirs to do. Lynn playing music and all angles singing, them doing this it's them expressing who they already are. When we pause and we say, Rich, can you do me a favor and pray with me or pray for me? And that's great, that's great. Jen, could you pray with me? That's great, that's great. It's part of a process. But what happens when we realize that our lives are our prayer? That the way we say good morning is a prayer. The way we say it is nice to meet you is a prayer. The way we greet a friend that we haven't seen or spoke to in so many years and we chat on Facebook is a prayer. That signing a song because it moves us is a prayer. Then we realize that everything we are doing in our lives, what did Joel Goldsmith say? God expresses God, and that expression appears as you. Your word is the word of God. That's how we create a world that works for all. Your body is the body of God. That's how we create a world that works for all. Your thoughts are God's thoughts. That's how we create a world that works for all. When we step into this space that says there is nothing that is more powerful than an idea whose time has come, and that idea that we are invited into is the idea that says you are a divine incarnation of God. Right now, you are perfect as you are. You are whole, even in the midst of that pain. You are complete, even while feeling incomplete. The paradox of, but our invitation is, how am I invited to step more deeply into this truth? I am that which is, ever becoming more and more of itself as me. And I breathe in that. I walk in that. I live in that, and in that is the power to create a world that works for all. And so it is. Thank you, everybody. Stage now.
Sorry? Yeah, go ahead.
I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. My monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise,
He did the mash,
he did the monster mash.
the monster mash.
It was a graveyard smash.
He did the mash,
It caught on in a flash.
he did the mash.
He did the monster mash. From my laboratory in the castle east
Oh,
to High Tall Kitchen where the vampires feast,
oh,
to the ghouls all came from their humble abodes
oh.
to get a jolt from my electrodes.
He did the mash,
They did the monster mash.
the monster mash.
It was a graveyard
He
smash.
did the mash,
It caught on in a flash.
he did the mash.
They did the monster mash. The practitioners were all having fun, and the party had just begun. The guests included Ernest, Eckhart, and Emerson. The scene was rockin', all were digging the sounds. Ivor on chains and Lynn's bearing sounds. The coffin bangers, led by Brent, just arrived with their vocal group, the SOM5.
The mash,
He did the monster mash.
the monster mash.
It was a graveyard
He
smash.
did the mash,
It caught on in a flash.
he did the mash.
They did the monster mash.
Oh,
Out from his coffin, Reverend Ray's laugh did ring. but seems he was troubled by just one thing. He opened the lid, shook his fist, and said, "Whatever happened to my metaphysical twist?"
He did the mash.
He did the monster mash.
He did the mash.
It was a graveyard
He
smash.
did the mash.
It caught on in a flash.
He did the mash.
He did the monster mash.
Oh.
Now everything's cool, Ray's a part of the band, and his monstery wisdom was a hit of the land. For you, the living, this talk was meant to bring you to our door and tell him Ernest sent you. We do the monster mash.
The monster mash.
It was a graveyard smash.
Let's do the mash.
It caught on in a flash.
Let's do the mash.
We do the monster mash. What would we do without our Reverend Ray? We love his bright smile, it brightens our day. His monster mash message fills us with bliss. We're all laughing and dancing, and so it is. Here we do the monster mash.
We do the mash.
It was a graveyard smash.
We do the mash.
It caught on in a flash.
We do the mash.
We do the monster mash. Now take yourselves to the graveyard and rattle those bones, baby. It was the monster mash.
Oh my God. Lynn, can it be our closing song every week? Oh, wow. Well, let's give more love to Reverend Raymond first. And let's give more love to all angles, Brand and Jay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you, Lynn, for rehearsing that. That was wonderful. And then this time in our service, we come to spiritual practice of sharing. You see, we shared our laughter, our joy, our love. So please continue to keep Celebration Center in your sharing circle. And we accept donations, financial donations in all possible ways. You always can go to our website, celebrationcenter.org, and use the button to give. There is a QR code that you can use, scan and donate. You can mail your checks to the Celebration Center. Again, you can find our address on celebrationcenter.com. And you can always bring your cash and checks, and there are baskets for that. And of course, we would like to thank everyone who is here, because your time, your talent, your presence is the gift to the Celebration Center. So with that, I invite Richard to bless the donations and the prayer requests.
Join me now in saying our offertory affirmation together aloud. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. We now bless all the prayer requests that we have received or are going to receive. And we know that they are manifested perfectly in this world. And we now bless all the gifts that are donated now or coming into the center, as we know they are generously given from the Spirit and love within as we practice the law of circulation. Money is energy. We express gratitude for this flow of energy of good that is motivated by love and spirit within. These gifts come into the center and go back out to benefit the community, and then come back to us multiplied as good is multiplying. I do give thanks that this is so, and so it is.
If you're able to stand, please join us in singing our closing song, Everything I Need to Know by Linda Webb Kakaba.
Everything I need to know about what lies before me. Everything I need to know about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything I need to do about what lies before me. Everything I need to do about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything I need to see about what lies before me. Everything I need to see about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything I need for strength about what lies before me. Everything I need for strength about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything I need for peace is now what lies before me. Everything I need for peace about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me, is available to me through the mind of God within me.
Well, thank you so much for all who came here today, physically or online. Without you, this time together won't be possible, and it won't be that much fun. So let's stay for the cupcakes and come back next week for the wonderful service that we are preparing and for the annual meeting. And let's finish our time together with an affirmation. So take a deep breath and say with me, the power of now is here. The power of love is here. I live and breathe the power of love now. I live and breathe the power of love now. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.